Sunday morning. We're at February the 28th, 2021. This is from letter of St. Basil to Amphilocus, Bishop of Iconium, around AD 376. And in this quotation from his letter, St. Basil uh, is talking about the difference between knowing that God exists and knowing his essence. And this is a direct quote: the operations of God are various, but his essence is simple. We say, however, that we know our God from his operations. His essence itself we do not undertake to approach. His operations come down to us, but his essence remains inaccessible. Know that it is the voice of scoffers that say, if you are ignorant of the essence of God, you adore what you do not know. I know that he is, but what his essence is, I regard as beyond understanding. How then am I to saved? Through faith. Faith suffices in itself to know that God is, not what he is. And he is the rewarder of those that seek him. Knowledge of the divine essence consists in our perceiving his incomprehensibility, and the object of our worship is that we comprehend the essence exists. So in this small portion here, Saint Basil points out several foundations of the doctrine of our faith. One, he shows that God is utterly simple and admits of no composition whatsoever. And he does this in the first sentence. The operations of God are various, but his essence is simple. Two, he shows that we attempt to arrive at some knowledge of the perfections of God from a consideration of his creatures, and this is by the way of causality. And he shows this in the second sentence I quoted, that we know our God from his operations. Three, he shows that we cannot, properly speaking, know the essence of God. And this he points out in the third sentence. His essence itself we do not undertake to approach. 4, he shows that God is incomprehensible and inexpressible. And he does this by pointing out what scoffers say. In other words, those who do not understand that it is impossible to comprehend the essence of God. And he says, the scoffers say, if you are ignorant of the essence of God, you adore what you do not know. 5, he shows that the primary object of faith is God himself. And he does this when he asks the question, how then am I saved? And he says, through faith. Faith suffices in itself to know that God is, but not what he is. And then lastly, reason is able to demonstrate the basis of faith. And he does this in the last sentence, um, after he says that um, faith suffices. He says, and he is the rewarder of those that seek him. In Hebrews, the author of the Hebrews says that it's impossible to please God without faith. Anyone who wishes to come to know God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him. So we understand that God exists because when we practice our faith, we come to understand that he hears us in our assent to what he's revealed about himself. And in that assent itself um, helps us to be related to God because the object of our faith itself is God himself. Despite the fact that we don't fully comprehend his essence, it doesn't mean that we don't know that he exists. First, we understand his existence through reason. And this, the fathers of the church have come to understand when it's said that the invisible things of God are clearly seen through the things that he has made. But we also come to know him through the supernatural gift of faith, where St. Paul says that faith is the substance of things to be hoped for and the evidence of things that appear not. And those things that appear not is who he is. But it doesn't keep us from approaching God because he chose us to approach him. We didn't choose him. He chose us before the foundation of the world to reveal himself freely out of love. So I hope this helps some to understand that um, we don't we don't have a hope that we will fully comprehend what the essence of God is, but we hope to be united with him through all eternity because he has given us this gift of faith, hope, and love. And St. John says those who abide in God, abide in love, abide in God, and God in them. And even Jesus says, those who believe in me and the one who sent me, the Father, he says, we will come to him and make our home in him, in them. So we know that God is present in those who have sanctifying grace. Anyway, have a good day.